Girl, my titties look huge. That's weird. You know, I like the idea of boobs. I don't really like having boobs. Hi everybody, I'm filming this on my phone. So first things first, I've got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and here's hoping that I actually get through everything that I want to talk about, because you guys know that sometimes I like to write down like my points so that I can remember what I'm going to say in video, because y'all know me, I will literally forget what I'm saying mid-sentence. First things first, if you hear my voice sounds a little bit weird right now. I just got over a cold. I'm totally fine. I had a sore throat for about a fucking week, but it's cool now. We're good. You know, don't worry about it. If you don't know what's happened, what's been going on Twitter or anything like that, basically after the recent episode of N O'Clock regarding a situation where someone was playing a game and he had to put on a blindfold and then like recognize who was Jake's hands based off of holding the members' hands, and he made a joke about Sunoo having chubby hands, and I think that was like the catalyst of everything, and that kind of set everybody off, and I think it trended on Twitter for a little bit. So if you were on Twitter, you probably know about it. There were a lot of Sunoo stans. I can't remember what his solo fan club is named, and people who don't stand enhypen but were looking into the situation. We're talking about sunoo being bullied by the rest of enhypen. A lot of threads that I saw on Twitter, like I would see a thread and then I go to bed and I wake up the next day and that thread was gone. I don't know what was going on. A lot of people were deleting their accounts, deleting the threads. I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if that's just because fans were like, hey, delete this, whatever. But I'm sure if you go on Twitter and like look it up, I'm sure you'll be able to find something. But there are quite a few clips and rips from interviews and everything where the members will reference Sunoo's weight. I don't want to come off as like accusatory, because I understand that everyone means well when it comes to the situation, especially given the past scandals that we've had with AOA, with April, hell, with even Illusion from Skiz. We have a lot of groups who have members that are in the group that are being bullied by other members, and then we find out about it sometime later, and we're looking back at old clips and things and being like, how did we never notice this? Like, how did we not ever say anything? Now, personally, I just kind of feel like everyone's a little bit scared and people kind of jumping the gun. So when they come across these clips and stuff like that, everyone's like first instinct is to go, aha, it's bullying. It has to be. I will admit, so I don't necessarily vibe with the idea that Sunoo's entire personality should be based off of food, because I just don't think that that's something any idol or whatever should deal with. Like, I hate when I hate when like groups first debut, and instead of like getting to know people's personalities and understanding that they are multifaceted human beings with different interests and everything like that, people tend to focus on the one thing that they like and then make their entire personality built off of that. We had a ton of issues regarding that within BTS. You guys know this. There were tons and tons of videos made constantly saying, Yoongi is the mean one, Hobie is the happy one, Tae is the, weird one, and Jimin is the feminine one. Like, nobody likes that shit, and it always just makes things weird. So I don't really like that they're making Sunoo all about food just because he likes food. To me, it feels like a lot of people are painting this picture that Sunoo is constantly being singled out by enhypen and by B-Lift, and that he's always being left out of things and this, that, and the third. I saw a tweet where someone was talking about how they showed their friend enhypen, and their friend was like, hey, isn't this guy being left out, type of thing, regarding Drunk Days promotions and everything like that. It could just be maybe I didn't see it, but not at one point did I ever sit here and think that Sunoo looked like he was being left out of anything. Watching all of the videos, like the music videos and the live stages and the little variety show pieces that they would do in between, there was never one point where I thought Sunoo was being left out of anything, because for me, honestly, Sunoo was always the main character to me. Like, if you watched Island, Sunoo was essentially the main character of Island because he was one of the first people to show up on the show. He almost always had the most interesting confessional. You were always getting his opinions on what was going on. So to me, Sunoo's like the main character to me. Like, I see him everywhere, and everyone rightfully is talking about how cute he is, how funny he is, how great of a singer he is. To me, I'm like, where is he being left out? What is it that you guys are saying that I'm not saying, that you guys are saying that he's being left out of things? I do realize that there was a dance jam that happened recently. There was a dance jam that happened recently. I think it was the last dance jam that they did, and I tried to watch it. They did it right as I was waking up, so I wasn't able to watch it all the way. But Sunoo was a little bit sad in that video, and he was kind of out of frame and just kind of you know, whatever. It just looked like he was going through something. I won't try to, you know, theorize on why he was sad. Like, I understand as fans, we look at these idols and go, why are they sad? Like, what's wrong? And we want to know what happened. But something that you guys, I think, kind of forget, sunoo is, how old is he? 18 or something? He's still a teenager. Some of us, we be fucking, moody for no fucking reason, and it just be like that sometimes. We don't know what was going on in his personal life and what he was going through that day. Doesn't mean that the members were the reason why he was sad, and or B-Lift was the reason why he was sad. We don't know, so I won't say that that is. There was that one clip that kind of went viral, everyone was talking about, where sunoo mentioned that his birthday was coming up in June, and the other members to me, it looked like they were just playfully acting as if they didn't remember his birthday. And people took that as, oh, you know, they forgot his birthday. That's so rude. That's so mean. Da, 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 da. Maybe I'm just missing something, or maybe I'm just trying to be optimistic just because I really like enhypen and I don't want them to fail. But that clip, I did not see them genuinely forgetting about his birthday. I saw it as just a small little fucking prank that groups tend to do with each other, especially when it comes to their birthdays. We've seen this happen countless times with other groups where they will, like, on the birthday either like pretend like they forgot or do like one of those hidden camera pranks where they get yelled at and then they bring in a cake and it's happy birthday. They did it for Heesung's birthday. So I just read it as that. I just thought, oh, they're just playing with him, whatever. Hi friends, just a quick little insert from editor list. Is something I wanted to say in the video, but I forgot and missed everything else I was trying to say. Something that I do find a little bit problematic, for lack of a better term, about enhypen is the way that they tend to harp on sunoo the most. Somebody who has been the butt of the joke within my friend group multiple times, even though you may know that your friends love you and you know it's all just jokes, that doesn't stop your own feelings from kind of being like, wow, like I kind of feel like nobody takes me seriously because people are always laughing and joking with me, you know what I mean? So like, I do think that maybe they need to slow down. I don't know how to phrase this because like I don't want to be like telling them what to do, but I do think that they need to slow down perhaps on always making fun of sunoo and making sunoo the butt of the joke all the time. And it could just be because of the way he reacts. I think maybe they think that's funny. I don't know, because he reacts very, animatedly. So maybe that's something, I don't know. Something else I want to talk about in regards to this whole situation. I want to talk about Nikki. I want to talk about how some of you guys have built this narrative that Nikki is the proprietor behind the We Hate sunoo fan club, and Nikki is the main reason why the other members bully sunoo and everything like that. It kind of just feels like you guys just harping on the same emotions that you had during Island. Because while I did not watch Island while it was happening, I did hear from you guys that because of the way Mnet edited Nikki, a lot of people didn't like Nikki, which is the reason why I think there's a post on my community tab where I was like, why the fuck is Nikki ranked so low all the time when it comes to these global votes? I'm like, Nikki is so talented, why are we not all seeing it? And someone was like, Mnet gave him the villain edit, so a lot of people don't like him. Some of you guys are showing your true colors. I'm seeing death threats to a 15-year-old. I'm saying you're the reason why your father left you, to a 15-year-old. To the point where like his mother sees these things, and some people are like, well, maybe your son shouldn't be so disrespectful. I mean, it just feels a little bit hypocritical. Like, if you're truly trying to stand up for sunoo and stand up and like protect sunoo, does sending death threats to the member that he is frequently said he's the closest with, does sending death threats to essentially his best friend within the group, does that really solve the issue? I feel like a lot of people are like focusing on this one thing and pretending like enhypen don't like each other at all. It's like, what about the countless times that they've spent like crying with each other and like being happy with each other and telling each other how much that they love each other and how much they love enhypen and how much they cherish their time with each other? And in specifics with sunoo and Nikki, how many times have we seen sunoo and Nikki talk about how much they love each other? How much Nikki literally sleeps in the same bed as sunoo. Sometimes he can't sleep without sunoo. They've said several times that Nikki and sunoo hang out on weekends. Sunoo often wears the hoodie that Nikki bought him. Like, I don't get this narrative that like Nicki hates sunoo and enhypen hates sunoo when they are almost always praising him. They're always praising him, they're always complimenting him, they're always talking about how talented and how pretty and how great of a singer he is, and they're always calling him out on all these good things and making him feel good. And then you guys focus on like the one little thing that they might say in jest and go, they all hate each other. Can we not think in such black and white terms? Like, can we please move in some form of a gray area? Hi, editor list again. Just to clarify what I meant by this statement, by the way. What I mean is that when we need to move in some form of a gray area, I just mean that, like, yes, clearly they have some sort of love towards each other, but yes, there are also some small, inconsistencies and things that they need to work on within their friendship, we could say. So, like, we shouldn't go one way and say, they all hate each other, they all hate sunoo, they're all bullying sunoo, but we also shouldn't go the other way and say the way they all love each other, so clearly it's not bullying. You know what I mean? It's like, you can have a friend and then they do certain things that bother you, but that doesn't make them any less your friend. You know what I mean? But then again, there's boundaries that, they probably have set up within each other that we don't know about, so who knows? But I just wanted to say that. Sorry, I keep interrupting, my bad. Do I think sunoo hates enhypen and doesn't want to be in enhypen? No, because here's my personal theory, honestly. We've seen it several times if you watched Island. They focus heavily on teamwork. And one thing about HYBE in general, they focus heavily on teamwork and being a team. The one thing about BTS and TXT, you know that they love each other. They've been with each other for a long time, and they focus heavily on the fact that they have trained together for a while, and at the end of the day, they are like a family. So do I think HYBE would have put sunoo, or any of the members rather, in a situation where they wouldn't like each other and that would mess up the dynamic of a group? No, I don't think that they would have done that, because in several points within the show, they focused heavily on teamwork aspects. And do I think that they might have some disagreements along the way? Yeah, of course, because we're all human beings. We don't always get along 100% with everybody that we are even friends with. I don't always get along with even my best friends. We have had some form of arguments. It just be like that. Something else that I kind of feel a little bit uncomfortable about when it comes to this whole situation, sunoo's birthday's coming up, of course, and a lot of engines and sunoo fans and everything like that are, advertising sunoo's birthday and saying, like, when he does his birthday be like, can everyone just show up and like say hi and make sure you give him some love with a hashtag and everything like that, which is understandable. That makes sense. That's something that everybody does. However, I kind of feel a type of way about the fact that you guys are prefacing this with sunoo's being bullied by his group and clearly his members don't love him, so come to this V Live and show some love to him. Do you know how weird that just kind of sounds weird? Because while, at the end of the day, I guess what your final goal is to do is to make sunoo see that everyone loves him, that he has a big support system of people who love and care for him. I understand that. But when people come into that V Live, and people are gonna reference the whole bullying scandal because people be talking. So when people come into that V Live and they say things like, we're here because we thought you were getting bullied or whatever, if sunoo finds out that people are there just because they think he's being bullied by the other members, don't you think that would make him feel a type of way? Don't you think that would make him feel like, okay, these people aren't really here for me, they're here because they think I'm in trouble or something? Don't y'all think that would feel a little bit weird? I don't know. That's just my personal thoughts on it. Am I still gonna fucking, turn up for sunoo's birthday? Absolutely. It's not really like good in the long run, because there's gonna be all these people who truly think, okay, enhypen are bullying sunoo, we're not gonna listen to enhypen. So you're really kind of cutting them off, like you're cutting their wings off before they can really fly. I understand that this comes from a place of love, but worst case scenario, you guys are gonna make enhypen feel like they can't be themselves around each other. You're gonna make them feel like they have to be careful about what they say to other members because they're worried about somebody looking at it the wrong way. And I get so upset about it because it reminds me of a lot of other groups who have the same issue, especially BTS, also NCT as well. It's a constant fight when it comes to BTS, because there's always armies who are constantly policing the various friendships within BTS and taking things too far. A lot of people talk about why don't Taekook post selfies on Twitter anymore, or why don't they do duo V Lives anymore. probably because of things like this, where people will police their friendship to the fucking death, and anything and everything that they do with each other will either be misinterpreted as a fucking romance or misinterpreted as they hate each other or they don't like the other members or whatever. At the end of the day, honestly, we won't really know, because I've seen some people say, you know, even if B-Lift were to give us an apology, that doesn't really matter, because what matters is that enhypen have to apologize to sunoo. And that's true, but that's the thing. If enhypen, if it is something that truly does bother sunoo, and it's something that they have talked to within, you know, their group, and they've talked about it with each other, that is something that we won't know about, because I highly doubt, if they are talking about it with each other, that they're gonna come on a V Live and say, hey, you know, we had a conversation with sunoo and we talked about it, and we won't be doing this anymore. It's not like they're gonna make that a public statement. So at what point, like, what is your guys' like final goal then at that point? Because we don't know what happens behind closed doors, so we don't know if they've talked about it yet or not. So when they do talk about it, if they do talk about it, then what? I guess you would just, by that point, I guess the jokes wouldn't be happening as often, so I guess you would presume that everything was fine. We won't know, because we don't know what happens behind closed doors. We don't know what they do when they aren't filming, and we don't know if this truly bothers sunoo or not. We won't know. Unless they come out on a V Live or whatever, in any, you know, context. Unless they come out and physically say publicly that, unless sunoo says, this is what's bothering me and we've worked to fix this, or in the future something's come out and sunoo says, yes, I was being bullied, or no, I wasn't being bullied, or whatever. Unless we get an explicit statement from anybody within enhypen, we won't know. For me, I'm just gonna do, as a fan, I'm gonna do what I can do as a fan and just support every member, and also, you know, show my love to sunoo, my love and support to sunoo as well. So, final point, make sure you guys show up for sunoo's birthday party. Make sure you guys show up to the function. I haven't picked out my party outfit yet, but you know, we got time, we'll figure it out. And yeah, so and also, like, I don't want anybody to take this as like a hate video, or like I'm just wanting to disprove it because I don't like sunoo or anything like that. I love sunoo, I really, really do. From the moment that I started listening to enhypen, I always thought sunoo stood out to me, and when I started watching Island, it was also instant. I was like, sunoo is literally the main character to me. I adore that boy. I think he's amazing, and I cannot wait to see the heights that he'll go, you know, the further that his career goes. I'm very, very proud of him, and I think that he deserves to be in enhypen. You know, I wanted to say that as well, because I don't want nobody to think that I'm just saying that because, oh, I'm just a Heesung stan, or oh, I'm just a Nikki stan, or nothing. No, I love all of them. And I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video at that. So go ahead and let me know what you guys think about this whole situation in the comments. Please be civil. We're just having an open-ended discussion about this. Like, I gave you guys what I personally thought about the situation, but what my thoughts aren't like the end-all be-all, and I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening. I'm just saying those are my thoughts. So feel free to let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video with that. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you want to watch more content from me, I do a variety of videos, most of them bad. If you would like to subscribe for some reason for more terrible content, make sure you do that. The button's down there, and then hit the notification bell so you can be notified for when I upload other videos. I have social medias. If you'd like to follow any of those, feel free. Also in the description will be links to important things regarding places where you can donate, all those things always in the description, so make sure you check that out. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and go, because I got another video I need to film, so I'm gonna go do that. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all whenever. Bye. Your body.